Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss stories like this. The night began as if it were going to be glamorous, exciting, and full of energy. A corporate party in one of the city's most exclusive venues. Sparkling lights, clinking glasses, and the low hum of professional chatter setting the scene. My wife, Laura, had been looking forward to this event for weeks, meticulously planning every detail: her outfit, her hair, her makeup. Everything perfect for her colleagues and, of course, her boss, Mark. At first glance, she looked breathtaking, like she belonged on the cover of a magazine. But the sparkle in her eyes wasn't for me. It was for him. The moment we stepped inside, I felt a cold distance form between us. My hand brushed lightly against her back, expecting even the smallest acknowledgement, a smile, a nod, but Laura didn't glance my way once. Her body language said it all. I wasn't there. I was invisible in the room. She wanted everyone else to notice. That instant set the tone for the evening. Within minutes, she had completely gravitated toward Mark, laughing at his jokes, leaning closer than necessary, brushing her hand against his arm with subtle, deliberate gestures. Every time I tried to interject, to redirect her attention, she either ignored me or brushed me off as though I didn't exist. Her friends exchanged awkward glances, and Laura either didn't notice or simply didn't care that she was publicly dismissing me in front of everyone, her boss included. My chest tightened with a mix of anger and disbelief. Yet I remained calm. I wanted to see just how far she would go before realizing actions have consequences. As the night went on, it became worse. Mark clearly enjoyed the attention, laughing louder, gesturing grandly, leaning in as if Laura were the only person in the room. Each laugh she gave him cut deep, not for what she said, but because she didn't even think I deserved a glance. Humiliation crept up my throat, slow and scorching, intensified with each flirtatious movement she made. Normally, I would have confronted her immediately, but this time I stayed still, calculating, letting every second sharpen my resolve. I realized silence could be more powerful than confrontation, more humiliating than any argument. Then came the final blow. A tall, confident, stunning woman named Sarah approached our group. Instantly, Laura's demeanor shifted just slightly but noticeably. Sarah exuded a quiet self-assurance that drew attention and smiled directly at me with warmth and authenticity. "You must be her husband, right?" she asked. Laura's flawless facade faltered for the first time, her eyes widening in panic. She stammered, trying to regain control, but Sarah spoke with clarity and authority that cut through the tension. "He's not just anyone," Sarah said firmly. "He's her husband. They've been married for 3 years." The effect on Laura was immediate. Her face drained of color, lips parting as if to protest, but no words came. Whispers froze mid-sentence. Glasses were gripped tighter. All eyes turned toward her. Sarah didn't merely expose the truth. She made it undeniable, unavoidable, and public. "From what I saw," Sarah continued, "he treats her with respect, loyalty, and care. He's the kind of partner anyone would admire. And you," she said, looking straight at Laura, "should never make him feel invisible." Her words landed like a hammer, shattering the carefully constructed image Laura had maintained all evening. I didn't speak. I didn't need to. My quiet presence alone amplified the tension, making the room feel heavier, louder, more judgmental. Laura tried to offer explanations, but every excuse sounded hollow. Her confidence, so apparent a moment ago, had vanished. I stepped back, measured and deliberate, making the choice I had known I needed to make. Slowly, calmly, I walked toward the exit. My shoes clicked softly against a marble floor, a sound that carried more weight than any argument ever could. The crowd shifted nervously. Whispers rippled through the room. Laura's eyes followed me, wide and frantic. Realizing my absence spoke louder than confrontation ever would. Outside, the crisp night air hit like reality itself, cold against the heat of humiliation I had been holding inside. I lit a cigarette, not because I wanted to smoke, but to give my mind something to focus on while I collected my thoughts. My heart raced. My hands trembled slightly, but my mind was clear. I wasn't leaving to punish her. I was leaving to show that respect is earned, not taken for granted. If she couldn't acknowledge me as her partner in front of everyone she wanted to impress, then the choice was hers, and she had made it. The power in that moment wasn't in shouting. It was in walking away and letting the world witness the consequences. Minutes later, my phone buzzed nonstop with texts and calls. "Where did you go?" "Come back inside," Laura typed. "Don't be ridiculous. Everyone is asking about you." I ignored them, letting her panic grow. When she finally called, I answered calmly. I walked out. I said softly, no anger, no drama, just truth. Silence crackled through the line. Her breathing grew heavier. She realized she had tried to dismiss me in front of her colleagues and her boss, but instead, she had embarrassed herself. Eventually, Laura stepped outside, heels clicking nervously on the pavement. Her eyes were wide, makeup slightly smudged, hands trembling as she reached for my arm. "I didn't mean it like that," she whispered. I raised a hand to stop her. "It's not about what you meant," I said quietly. "It's about what you did. You made a choice tonight, and I chose not to participate in your game." The street was eerily quiet, broken only by distant traffic. In that silence, the weight of reality settled. She finally understood her actions had consequences, and her pride couldn't compete with the truth. The drive home was mostly silent. She stared out the window, hands clasped nervously, while I focused on the road, gripping the wheel. That night became a turning point, a harsh but necessary lesson in respect, attention, and loyalty. Laura realized no charm, flirtation, or manipulation could replace the acknowledgement of someone who truly stands beside you. I understood once again that silence speaks louder than words, and absence can carry more weight than confrontation. That night, I walked away calmly, but the mark I left and the lesson would stay with her far beyond a single corporate event.